Jacy Jayne calls out WWE fans after dethroning Stephanie Vaquer. Massive brawl erupts on NXT. In a shocking turn of events, Jacy Jayne pulled off one of the biggest upsets in recent NXT history by dethroning Stephanie Vaquer to become the new NXT Women's Champion. The WWE Universe was left stunned last week when the Fatal Influence standout secured the victory, signaling a massive shift in the Black and Gold brand's women's division. But Jayne didn't stop at just winning the title. She had a lot more to say to those who doubted her. On the most recent episode of NXT, Jacy Jayne made her way to the ring for a highly anticipated in-ring promo. With the championship belt proudly slung over her shoulder, Jayne stood in the center of the ring and delivered a scathing message directed at WWE fans. She didn't hold back, calling out the very audience that had, in her words, ignored and underestimated her for the last 4 years. Jayne told the crowd that those who hadn't supported her during her journey had no right to cheer for her now. She declared that anyone trying to jump on the Jacy bandwagon was too late, and demanded the WWE Universe to shut their mouths and listen. The new champion spoke with a mix of pride and venom, asserting that the wrestling world was finally in balance now that Fatal Influence, her faction, was at the top of NXT where they rightfully belonged. She didn't stop there. Jayne took time to reflect on her monumental victory over Vaquer, calling it the most shocking moment in NXT history. She claimed she had stunned not only the fans, but the entire locker room, and proved that she was far more than the third wheel many had labeled her as during her earlier days. Jayne emphasized how she had consistently trained, improved, and remained prepared for her moment, even while others doubted her abilities. But just as Jayne soaked in her spotlight, the NXT women's division wasted no time making their intentions known. Lainey Reed interrupted the champion, expressing her belief that Jayne was the most beatable title holder in recent memory. Reed admitted she had initially planned to wait her turn, but Jayne's win had changed everything. Following Reed's declaration, the situation escalated quickly. One by one, several top contenders, Lola Vice, Jordynne Grace, Jada Parker, Kalani Jordan, and Lash Legend, made their way to the ring. Each woman had her eyes set on the NXT Women's Championship, and none were willing to wait in line. The confrontation reached a boiling point when a massive brawl erupted at ringside. The chaos saw all 6 women throwing punches and trying to assert dominance, with Jayne watching from the ring, clutching her title. The message was clear. The NXT women's locker room is more competitive than ever, and the newly crowned champion now has a massive target on her back. As the dust settles, it remains to be seen who will emerge as the next #1 contender. One thing is certain. Jacy Jayne has arrived at the top of NXT, but staying there will be an even bigger challenge. With tensions running high and contenders lining up, the NXT Women's Championship picture has never been more intense.